your host, Tony Prince. Hey guys, just want to inform you today I was supposed to do an interview with five-time world kickboxing champion Robert Parham. Um, However, something came up to where a member of my immediate family had was exposed to the COVID, and so we decided that to keep everyone safe, that we would just go ahead and just reschedule that interview for another time. But I'm still going to do this show today, and I'm just going to talk about just a few things. You know, just first of all, hey, thank you guys for tuning in, and welcome back to Boxing Profiles. As you guys can see, scrolling across my screen right there, you see Boxing Profiles, and we want you guys to help us reach 1,000 subscribers. That's right, folks, 1,000 subscribers. Boxing Profiles, we're trying to set a whole new tone when it comes to having your own channel. What we would like to do is be able to come up with our own content, things that are just completely different than what everybody else is talking to. I know it gets kind of boring sometimes. You just see a person on the screen and you just hearing that person talk. So we want to bring some different things to you, such as we have a little mini series that me myself actually wrote it, and I'm also going to produce it. So I'm doing basically all the work with it. And it's called A 21st Century Fighter, A New Breed. I'm just going to play a small little clip. It's real small. It's just the beginning intro of it, just to give you guys a little quick heads up. And here it is right now. All right, folks, there you have it right there. Okay, 21st Century Fighter, A New Breed. And what this series is going to be about. It's going to be about the new breed of fighter that's currently coming out right now, or the new fighters, how they're adapting in this boxing game. Most fighters, or I'll just go back to when I was fighting. My coach at the time, Jeffrey Jonikin, Keith York, and a gentleman by the name of Sonny Gooch. What these guys taught me was to master the one side. If you were left-handed, then you mastered that left-handed side. You mastered your offense and you mastered your defense. Okay. And that's all that you needed in order for you to win fights. But lately we've seen this back in my day. We've seen Marvin Hagler, who was what they call him now today a switch hitter. He's able to fight orthodox and southpaw, which is pretty interesting to watch a fighter do that. Takes a lot of skill in order for a fighter to do that. So you can't take nothing away from it. So these new fighters currently right now, with the evolution in the change of boxing, of the Floyd Mayweather era, where everything now is a lot more fluent, and it's not as we could say, there's that break in between. It's mainly a lot of these guys now are just trying to stay fluent. Perfect example of that, we saw Julio Cesar Chavez, perfect man of a lot of fluidity in his boxing abilities. He just never stopped punching. He just kept coming forward and never stopped punching. We saw Floyd Mayweather with his shoulder roll and being fluent all the time. And as you can see, he's one of the best fighters that was alive today. So now there are other great fighters that are out there. So I'm not taking away from anybody saying one's better than the other. All I'm saying is that it's been an enjoyment to watch all of these different styles of fighting, which is really, really cool to watch. And if you know anything about boxing, it makes it real entertaining. Some of the casual fans out there, they'll sit back and say, oh man, that stuff is boring. If you understand the game of boxing and the scientific of it, to hit without getting hit, then you'll really sit back and really enjoy a good 12-round fight. If you really know what you're looking for, You'll see a lot of technique. You'll see a lot of things that some of your actual, we call them, like I say, they call them casual fans, but some of the other fans don't see. And that's what's important about boxing. But, we also are becoming a, because we're on YouTube and all the social media platforms. Boxing Profiles is we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, we're on Twitch, we're on Instagram, and so we're trying to make our channel a household names. Boxing Profiles is also looking at getting a channel on Roku TV. Yes, folks, that's right, Roku TV. And currently we are in the stages right now of in a private mode. Here we are right here on Roku TV, right here, Boxing Profiles. And we're waiting to hear from Roku TV if we are approved, if the logo and everything else is looking good. Now, with this being said, we also will be on this channel. We'll also be watching different types of movies that you'll be able to watch on the channel itself. Okay, we want to try to get involved into the pay-per-view events, and we would want to utilize a subscription base for fans and people that come over that subscribe to the channel. So these are things that Boxing Profile is trying to do. We don't want to be like every other channel that is on YouTube. We want to bring you something different, something more than just hearing me talk to you from a screen. We want to be able to interact with you on the chats. In fact, right now, let's see, I got Mr. D's. He says, I see you. So I'm gonna go ahead and highlight him right now. There you go. There's my brother right there. Yeah. Okay. Big shout out to you, Theo. Yeah. All right, guys. We want to we want to go ahead and have some fun on the channel. We want you to be able to also be able to when we're doing a live event, such as if you're a boxing fan, and we want you to be able to call in, and you could join our super chat, or if you never know, you might be invited on the channel as a guest on the channel. We could do that if you live too far away and you can't afford that plane ticket, or due to COVID and all these other things that's going on, still right now, we can also come to you via, your cell phone and all that other stuff. We can set up little the word just lost my mind. When again, using your cell phone. I'll just leave it at that. Okay. I can't believe it just slipped my mind. You must have had a flashback when I was in the ring or something, but anyway, so we're just, we're here. We want to bring something different to you. We don't want to be the same as everybody else. Cause I go on YouTube and I look at these guys and I'm just like, wow, they all saying the same thing, but in different words. So, we're all waiting for that big fight to happen between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. So, there's a clip here's a clip here that I did, just to, I haven't put it out there on YouTube yet. So I'm just right now, I'm gonna take it. I'm just gonna play it for you guys. I may not put it on YouTube. This might be the only place that I put it. So, and we all are talking about, that's right, folks. We're all talking about the fight. And the reason why I call it the fight is because a fight of this magnitude has not been seen for almost 40 something years. The last fight like this was between Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns, and we going way, way back in the day. Man, that was a long time. In 40 years. There's nothing like good taste of cold water. So so that's why I call this fight the fight. Okay, it is that good, and it's supposed to be that good. Now, the last thing I heard about the fight was basically Nothing is happening with the fight so far. I mean, there's some other channels that's reporting that Errol Spence signed his side of the contract and then Terence Crawford didn't. Well, so far, no date has been announced. So that means there's still no fight, period. That's it. I don't care what YouTube channels are saying. There is no fight until the date is announced. And from my understanding, the person that's going to announce is going to be Floyd Mayweather is going to be the one. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is going to be the one that is going to be announcing the fight. For some of you boxing fans that's out there, if you guys want to know, Floyd Mayweather, the first person he usually tells us from let you know that the fight is things that's going on with the fight is fight hype. Okay, that's what he usually goes through, fight hype. So if you guys want to find out more information about what's going on there, if you see fight hype, you might want to write it in and ask him, because apparently he has some sort of connection with fight hype. So for me, I'm waiting patiently, so I want to see the fight. Again, I think that Errol Spence is going to win the fight. But however, I do got some questions now that I was, in fact, me and my buddy Theo, who just, still got him highlighted here on the screen. We were talking, and so a question came up was, what do you think about Errol Spence, and how do you think he's going to approach the fight, and things like that when it comes to Terence Crawford? Well, the thing I did was I said, okay, let me do a little quick breakdown, some of the things that I see of Errol Spence. Okay, Errol Spence is a fighter who likes to come forward, uses a high guard. He uses feints. He'd go up and down. But one thing that I did notice about Errol Spence, and that I'm questioning, is Errol Spence put a lot of weight on his front leg. I mean, for the style that he fights, okay, understandable. Okay, the style that I fight was very, very similar to Errol Spence's style, the way he fights when I was boxing. So, but the difference is I kept my weight underneath my groin, and right in the center, underneath my groin, where I have a lot more maneuverability, that I can move in, out, move my head more and more. Whereas I watch Errol Spence has all his weight on the front leg. So with that being said, I mean, me as a fighter, I'll look at that and I'll notice that right away. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna utilize my jab. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. And if he starts bending down, of course I'm gonna go to the uppercut and come back over with some hooks. So of course that's gonna be my strategy. And more than likely, using the jab, it would probably start working because of that weight on the front leg. Especially, and Errol Spence comes forward a lot. Yes, you might have to change into different angles because he's coming forward, and that means I'm backing up. So I'm gonna have to go to the right or to the left. So I got to angle off of him. So but I also noticed that Errol Spence uses a high guard, and at first I wasn't too concerned at first, but watching him in this tape, I noticed in the high guard, you see fighters, they bring their hands way up here. Okay, so you up here like this, right? And all you see right now is only what's in front of you. So therefore you have what we call a tunnel vision. You have a tunnel vision event right here. This is your vantage point right here, and you're in tunnel vision. You can't see something coming over here. You can't see that, okay? Or you can't see it over here. So what I'm saying is, when I was fighting, and my coaches told me, don't block your vision, hands should come right here. Now I can see everything out right here out of the corner of my eye. I can see everything right here. I can see everything come out. I see hooks coming, to give me that little bit more room to move around, and this is something that I see Paulie Malignaggi. I see Roy Jones. I see Antonio Tarver. I see all these world champions, and these guys everybody's talking about this fight, but no one's breaking down certain points in a fight that could make the difference. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna break this down to you. Okay, if you're using the high guard, you need to keep your hands right here. Okay. You need to keep your hands right here so you have that peripheral vision right here. Okay, folks, does that make sense? If it don't make sense, somebody go right ahead and just go right ahead and say something, you know, because I see my man Theo over here. He laughing. Yeah, he up here laughing. But he knows what I'm talking about. We were talking about this the other day, and I have to put this out there because I personally I favor Errol Spence to win this fight. But me as a fighter, I'm gonna be real, just like anybody else would. Because right now, I'm looking in as a fan. The only difference between me and some of those fans is I actually got into the ring and I actually fought. So that's the difference between me and them. And I have a little bit more knowledge and I see things a lot better than most people see them. Okay. You know, and then also too, I look at it also from a coach's standpoint because I am a boxing coach also. So from a coaching standpoint, this is why I'm coming up with breaking this part down, why this is important for you to have your peripheral to be able to see, you know, to your right and to your left. You can't do it like this. Spence, if you get a chance to see this, you can't do it like this, my brother, okay? You need to get your hand here, all right? Yeah, people say, yeah, then I go to the head, I go to the back of the ear. That's what this is for. That's why we got this here, so you can maneuver back and forth. That's why it's called defense. You know, if something comes to the top of the head, okay, that's cool, but you're getting it back down so you can see everything else that's coming. All right. So if you're in a clinch and you got your hands up here and you do this, I can't see Crawford throwing that hook. I can't see him. I might be able to see him if he's bringing up an uppercut. Okay. But if I get caught with something because I couldn't see it, then the uppercut's gonna connect. So, you know, you got to be able to see what's going on, and you got to be able to react to what's going on when you're boxing, okay? Because what's important about boxing is it's what happens in between. Okay, I've said this before. It's what happens in between when a person throws the punch and they're bringing that punch back to the set position. The set position is whatever stance they're in, if it's orthodox or if it's southpaw. You get back to that set position. That is your window of opportunity for you to make a difference, to change that fight around. But if you got blinders on and your peripheral vision is completely blocked, come on now, okay? I shouldn't have to say no more. So basically what am I saying? Errol Spence, I'm telling you, my brother, you may have to make an adjustment. Okay. And if you need to make that adjustment, do it, because I do believe you're the stronger fighter, you're the better fighter, and you can win. Now, I'm not taking nothing away from Terence Crawford for you Terence Crawford's fans. That's why I brought this up. Okay. Now, Crawford's fans, Terence Crawford is a natural, okay. He is naturally, okay, a right-handed fighter, an orthodox fighter, period. That's it. That's what he is, okay? Me being a left-handed fighter, just like Errol Spence, left-handed, you switch to left-handed on me, I'm jumping on top of you right from the beginning. Right from the beginning, I'm jumping all in your face. You want to know why? Because you had to adapt to being a southpaw. I'm a natural southpaw. That means my southpaw ability is 10 times or 100 times stronger than your ability on that side. I'm going to jump all over you. All over you. I ain't going to give you a chance to do nothing. Okay? I don't care how good of a fighter you are. I don't care, because your balance is going to be off. Period. Okay? A lot of people say, no, that's not true. Okay. All right. If it ain't true, look at the Sugar Ray Leonard fight with Marvin Hagler. Okay, I thought that Sugar Ray Leonard actually was going to lose that fight, but Sugar Ray didn't lose it. If you notice some things that Sugar Ray Leonard did to Marvin Hagler, he jumped right on top of him. He flirted, he got in, he got out. Don't tell me the strategy don't work, because it's been done before. Okay, so you know, you guys out there that's sitting there that haven't watched those fights, and some of you guys don't even know who these fighters are, you need to go back and look at the tapes. There are certain ways to fight left-handed fighters. Left-handed fighters usually don't see the straight right hand coming right down the pipe. Okay? I mean, I can tell you a lot of things about left-handed fighters. Why? Because I'm a left-handed fighter. I know the weaknesses. I can tell you the weaknesses of a right-handed fighter. I'm not going to get into that yet. I'm going to save that one for another show. Okay, I'm gonna break down Terence Crawford on another show. But right now, I'm concerned with what Errol Spence needs to do. Now, okay, Derek James is a great, great coach. I don't take anything away from him. Nothing. However, I do know that Errol Spence got a great boxing ability. Okay. And people say, nah, Errol Spence only got one gear. He only showed you one gear. Okay. He only showed you one gear. The man has got a lot more inside of him. Okay. Okay. But a lot of people don't want to believe it. They want to just say that Errol Spence is on, he just fight this way and that's it. But you know what? I said this before in another video that that who you think is going to win the fight may not win the fight. This fight might wind up being a draw. Yeah, it might wind up being a draw. I be honest with you. I mean, you know, look, Spence, I love the kid. I love what he does in the ring. I haven't seen too many other people do it better than what Spence is doing it. Okay, Spence has 75% of the titles, 3 of the titles. Okay, Crawford's got the other 1. Look, man, bottom line to it is Spence has been doing it, and he's doing it better than everybody else in the welterweight division. Guess what? That includes Terence Crawford. What? Oh, I heard that. I heard you called me crazy, right? Well, why am I crazy? I'm not crazy. I'm going to tell you the straightforward truth. What Terence Crawford did by unifying those titles, he did in the lightweight division. Okay? That's as a lightweight. And he get a lot of recognition for that. And we can't take that away from him. Okay? So, right now, the man in the welterweight division is Errol Spence Jr., the champion with 3 titles. Period. That's it. That's fact. Regardless of what you say, he holds 3 titles. Okay, I don't have to say nothing. If you want to argue the point, I'll just show you Terence Crawford with the 1 title, and I'll show you Errol Spence with the 3. There's nothing else to be said. Okay, Errol Spence is the #1 welterweight. Period. That's it. Okay. Now Terence Crawford is supposed to be the #1 pound-for-pound fighter. You notice I use the word supposed to be. He is on the pound-for-pound list. Okay. And they have him rated #1. But until he fights Errol Spence, he's not the #1 guy in the welterweight division. That belongs to Errol Spence Jr. Period. Period. Okay, well, I got to see. Let me see. Okay, here we go. I got my buddy here saying, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna bring this up on the screen. Y'all can see this here too. You go, Theo. You go, Theo. That's my man right there. You naturally lefty and training with the orthodox fighters, and let's see here. For everyone you fight, okay, to memorize the stance in the back foot on the legs, memorize them. Yeah, hey, that's great. That's great. Yeah, it does feel a little bit different. It is different, but we gotta be real. I'm gonna be real with this here. Okay, look, when it comes to this one, hold on, let me pull this down because that's taking up a lot on the screen. So when it comes to this one, the counter, like you said, we talking a little bit about the counter jab and that kind of stuff. Again, the counter jab. The counter jab is very, very important because, again, what I teach my fighters is when I throw that punch that's out there, you want to catch the guy on that window of opportunity when he's pulling his hand back and this hand is still resting at the set position. Okay? He throws the jab out and he's doing nothing here. Okay? So that's when you want to use your counter jab. However, the counter jab can be blocked if you have your hands in the set position. It is a natural ability. If you stand here, because when I was taught to fight 90-degree angle. Shoulder comes out right here. This is why a lot of the fighters back in the day when I was fighting was completely different. Okay, because the fighters today fight more squared up. They're more like this, and this makes you an easier target to hit, opposed to this. Okay? So utilizing the counter jab, and I'm on a 90-degree angle, it's very easy for me to block that jab. Block the jab. Just that's all I have to do from right here. Just from right here, boom, catch it. Catch it. And I'm catching it with my left. Okay? If I'm going to be fighting someone else that's a left-handed fighter, I'm going to catch that with my left right here. Right here. I'm going to be catching it here. Bang. Bang. Why? Because look where my hands are. My hands are not down here. My hands are right there. And I'm not squared up. 90-degree angle. Okay? And just like this is off the subject just a little bit, but have you guys ever noticed Floyd Money Mayweather, when he goes into a shoulder roll, he's on a 90-degree angle. He comes from a big target here to a small target here, which makes it harder for you to hit. So, but if you start off that way, making it harder for the person to hit a small target, because most of these guys currently right now, they don't train that way anymore. So if you start off making yourself a small target, that gives you an advantage. Now that's just it's just different styles. You know, now I get somebody that's going to probably say, well, we're going to say, well, such a person did this, such a person did that. Well, that was that person. He did that to somebody else. That wasn't me, period. Or it wasn't you. So, you know, to see it and just go, oh, wow, maybe that'll work. Then again, maybe it won't. You know, a lot of the stuff that you do inside the ring, you are taking a chance. Okay? Some of the stuff works. Some of it don't work. That's why you have to know your opponent. What is your opponent's reaction time? How fast is he seeing? How good is his defense? Okay? How good is his footwork? All these things start to come into play. So what I'm saying is this, in the bottom line to this, okay? I think Errol Spence can do this stuff better. Again, I know my buddy Theo, again, we talk about this all the time because we can agree to disagree. He likes Crawford on this side. And that's what makes this fight so intriguing, okay? So, but today is Errol Spence. I got some concerns, and that's all that weight on the front leg and you having tunnel vision up here. And the more of the tapes that I go back and look at it, I keep seeing that really super high guard way up here and not here where he can have a little bit more, not as stiff, right here, moving. As soon as that glove touch here, he's reacting already. As soon as you block it and he pulls off, boom, he's already reacting, because that's what boxing is all about. It's like I said, what's happening in that space in between those punches. That's when you see good fighters or great fighters take advantage of that. And that's why Errol Spence is 3-time welterweight champion or unified champion, trying to become undisputed champion. I would love to see him do that. Okay, I got my buddy here again saying something. He says correct. Just started fighting. A fellow Southpaw is a bit rare than fighting a, yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's right. To see two Southpaw fight in a fight is pretty rare to see. Because we're doing everything the complete opposite of what a right-handed fighter do. I mean, it's night and day. Okay. Now, when you are fighting someone else that is a Southpaw, you almost have a mirror image of the person. That's what you got. He's doing most of the same things that you're doing, but slightly different. Okay. You truly don't have a mirror image unless you got a twin like the Charlo brothers. Now, that is a true mirror of each other right there. So if those two are sparring with each other, that's almost like fighting yourself in real time. Think about that for a minute. That's what the Charlo brothers got. And that's what they should be using toward their advantage to improve their style, their technique, to become the best at it. Because those two, because they're so close, and those two have something other fighters don't have. Okay? that is a true mirror image. But, you know, if you get back to the left-handed fighter, two left-handed fighters, that's a mirror image. Okay. It's the same, but different. Bottom line to it is we need to make adjustments on the fly. And my concern for now that me and Theo, we was talking about, and we watched some tapes of it, of Errol Spence having that high guard with those blinders right here, okay? Because Crawford does have fast hands. I admit that. Crawford's got fast hands. Crawford is a crafty fighter, okay? He's got a mean streak. You know, he's got a mean streak. But I'd rather have the killer instinct than a mean streak. That's what Spence has. Spence has a killer instinct, and it's a natural ability to have a killer instinct. And people, what do you mean by that? Well, number one, it's what he's been doing to people. The body shots, what he's been doing to people's faces. The man's been breaking people's faces. I mean, the man has broken several people's orbital bones. The man's breaking people's ribs. You see what he's doing. I don't have to say no more about what Spence is doing. But at the same time, you know, I'm not taking nothing away from Crawford. I'm not being biased. Crawford's been knocking his people out too. Crawford's just a different style of fighting. That's it. Again, it's not about Crawford. This is about Spence. But I got to go back to him because I don't want the Crawford fans to think I'm being biased towards Crawford. I'm not being biased towards him. This is, again, about Spence. My two main points with Spence: weight on the front leg and that high guard blocking his peripheral. This is my take on it. Again, I don't want to come out with something that some other podcaster said, because that ain't me. I want to be real. I want to give, like I said, I want to bring you something different. You know, I sent a question out to Paulie Malignaggi, and I asked Paulie Malignaggi, "Hey man, what do you think about this?" Because Paulie is also favoring Errol Spence also. Okay, so you know, I sent that question out to Paulie. I asked Paulie, "What about Errol Spence's weight on the front leg and he has blinders on with that high guard?" Paulie, let me hear what your take on that is. Okay, so. You know, Paulie, if you see this, yeah, you know, you see my comment, hey, man, hit me back. All right. We've talked before, you know, so, you know, when it comes down to it, you know, I love Errol Spence. But again, I'm a fighter and I'm going to be fair to both fighters. Okay. My two biggest concerns currently right now is, will Errol Spence make that adjustment? And will he get that weight off the front leg so he can maneuver his body in, out, side? He could do that. Okay. Errol Spence knows how to box too. So will he come out boxing? Or will Errol Spence just give you what he saw? It depends on Earl and Derek James on what they think that they should do. I do know that when Errol Spence fought Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence utilized a great defense, and he utilized his jab a lot. And he kept Mikey Garcia at bay. But, you know, people say, yeah, but Mikey was a little guy. Yeah, Mikey was a little guy. However, what you don't know about Mikey Garcia has excellent, or I should say masterful timing. Masterful timing. I mean, the man's just a master at what he does. So, you know, and the man's a 5-time champion. So, you know, the man races cars for a hobby. How many of you boxing fans knew that? Mikey Garcia. Some of you do it. Some of you boxing fans don't know that. Mikey Garcia races cars at high speeds on a track. You know? Yeah, Mikey just retired too. Congrats, Mike. Congrats, champs. That's right, Mikey. Yeah, congratulations, my man. If you see this, man, congratulations. Yeah, he just retired. That's right. Thank you there, Theo. We appreciate it, man. I appreciate that. And again, that's bam. This gets it highlighted on the screen, baby. There we go. That's right, baby. Gets highlighted on the screen. So, folks, you know, there's a lot of boxers out there. There's a lot of different fighters out there. There's guys that you know, and there's guys that you don't know. Just because you don't know them don't mean that they don't know what they're doing or they don't know what they're talking about. Listen to them. Pay attention to them. Especially if you with them at a fight and these guys are sitting there telling you what punch the guy should throw. And if the guy throws that punch and he knocked the dude out and the guy said, I told you that's the punch that he should have thrown to knock the guy out, then obviously the man's got some kind of knowledge that he knows something that you don't because you didn't call it out. Okay. So, it's you just got to listen to people. That's all you got to do. You just got to listen to them. And then you make your own assumptions right there about the person. But getting back to Errol Spence, 2 concerns that I have right now. And again, I'm gonna thank Theo for making me see this. Number 1, blinders. 2, weight on that front leg. Okay, so by having these conversations and being able to talk to one another, pointing things out that sometimes people don't see. And again, like I said, I'm a former fighter. But, when we was having that conversation, I was like, wait a minute, he's got all that weight on the front leg, man. What's going on with that? So it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of just time. And it took me a little bit of time to see it. So now I'm addressing the issue. Errol Spence, I hope you see this. Okay. I got a big concern about that, my brother. Huge concern. Okay. I believe you're the stronger fighter. I believe, my opinion, Crawford fans, I believe Spence is going to dominate the whole fight. That's what I believe. Okay? No, and I'm not crazy. I believe that. Other people don't see that. So, you know what I mean? I'm entitled to my opinion. You're entitled to yours. So, but I do believe it's going to be well, I'm hoping it's a good fight. I'll say that. I'll hope it is a good fight. Sitting here talking about this, man, it's just amazing. But I'm gonna get off Errol Spence for a quick second. I want to bring something up, and I got a question for people that were fighters and became professional fighters, or people that are amateurs. Okay. And the question is, what inside of you made you want to step inside the ring and fight? That's the question I have. And I want to hear from people that actually stepped in the ring and actually fight. Because at any moment where you got headgear on or not, one punch could end it all. So I want to know, what is it that was inside of you that made you want to get into that ring and let out all of that violent aggression that you got inside of you? That's the question. And it's not something that people can just answer right away. It's something sometimes people got to think about it. But, hey, if you guys want to, you can go ahead and you can hit me on the right here. The chat line is open up. You can hit me up right here and you can tell me. You tell me, and hey, we could discuss that. But I'll tell you what made me get inside the ring. What made me get inside of the ring was when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I come from a large family, 5 boys and 1 girl. And me being a little bit different than all of the other skins. As you can see, I'm a fair skinned, I got light eyes and this and that. Okay. A lot of the kids would like to try and bully me, pick on me. But I wasn't having that sort of stuff. So, people would want to try you. And these are the things that got me into the ring. this attitude of I'm gonna take something from you. I'm going to take your life from you. And what I mean by taking your life, meaning controlling you. Whether it's a guy that's supposed to be your friend, if it's a kid in the neighborhood, it doesn't matter. But it was that sort of attitude that I despised. Someone trying to control you and tell you what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. That gang mentality. I despise that. That's what made me get inside the ring, because it brought a rage out of me. That's what it did to me. It brought a rage out of me. But my dad was a military man. Okay, my dad was in the Korean War, and my dad, he taught us from the very beginning how to fight, how to protect ourselves. That's where it starts. And then I had, it's 5 boys, 1 girl. So I had other brothers that myself, that I could go to if I had a problem that I couldn't handle. I said, oh, okay, I can't handle it. Let me go good. Let me let big brother handle it. So, but I had one brother in particular. His name was Lamar Prince. Okay. And Lamar he was about a year and 6-7 days older than me. Okay. But me and Lamar were basically skin, eyes, everything is the same. Okay. He got the same attitude. But Lamar was putting hands on people. He was tearing them apart. Okay. Then my brother Lamar started boxing. He got really, really good. He had a best friend. His name was Johnny Gonzalez. And these two they go at it, but they were the best of friends. They both got into boxing. They both went down to the gym in Paterson, New Jersey, where they went. Well, me being his little brother, of course, what am I going to do? I'm going to follow suit. I told Lamar about the problems that I was having. Now, I already knew how to fight, but Lamar said, hey, man, come on, little brother. Come with us. Got me into the gym. Man. Whew. Man, and I'm laughing because, I mean, when I went to the gym, I didn't realize how violent my brother was until I went to the gym. What I seen this man do in the gym, I was amazed. I was like, wow. I mean, and guys that was bigger than him. My brother Lamar was probably about, okay, I'm about 5'9", so Lamar was probably about 6. He was about 6 feet tall, maybe 6'1". Okay, and Johnny Gonzalez was about the same height as me. And but I watched Lamar go into the ring, and he was just a street kid, and he was in there with guys that was already boxing in the Golden Gloves. And my brother Lamar was putting hands on him. When I say hands, I mean hands. I mean, the dude's coming out there, he's got on headgear, and dude is lumped up with headgear on. Okay? That's what my brother Lamar was doing to people. All right? So my brother Lamar started, like I said, he started showing me what to do, when to do it, how to do it. Okay, and I learned it. I mastered it. And then it was time for me one day to step into the ring. So I did it. But I had a rage inside of me based upon what other people were doing to me when I was a kid. So what I'm saying is there's a reason why people step into that ring, because some people don't understand why other people step into the ring. Okay, so I know we off the subject a little bit, but this is my question that I'm posing to you, because again, I'm bringing up content that no other podcaster is right now talking about, or any of that other stuff. So I'm bringing stuff up to you that's real, that people are not talking about it. Okay, because there's another side of boxing that people don't talk about, and we're gonna get there. Okay. But today's subject was about Errol Spence. And the two things that I see, blinders with a high guard up here. He's got tunnel vision, walking straight ahead. Okay. Instead of being right here, he could use his peripherals. Those peripherals, right, left. Okay. And then all that weight on the front leg. Okay. Getting back to what I'm talking about, the question that I posed is what made you get into the ring? What inside of you made you get into the ring? Some people would say it was the environment that they grew up in. Some people would say that is because, you know, my mom and dad, my dad was on drugs. My mom was this. It's just the different environments that you come from. But I came from basically a rough environment. I came from the projects, and you know, I mean, it wasn't one of those places where it was burned out buildings and all that kind of stuff. No, it wasn't like that. But it was the projects, and it was rough. It was very, very rough. Okay, and bottom line to it is, you know, I didn't like people bullying me. Okay, I didn't like other people trying to control me, gonna tell me, you know, hey man, give me your money. Hey man, I want your lunch. I want your shoes. Yeah, you want them? Well, here, come take them. You know, and most of the time, the people that do that kind of stuff, they usually got somebody else that's hanging around them. Okay, because back in the day, we didn't use guns. We settled them up with these right here. This is what was up right here. Nowadays, people grab a gun and they just go to the next level with it. But we put hands on you. That's what we did when we were kids, right? Okay. So the bottom line to it is, look, what made you step inside that ring, knowing that any moment, one punch could end it all? What made you get into that ring? That's what I want to know. And it doesn't matter if you're a boxer, kickboxer, MMA, it don't matter. Hit me up. You know what, guys, if you guys like this sort of content, you know, once you guys go ahead and hit that like button for me, you know, and also subscribe to the channel. Again, we're trying to reach and go all the way up to 1,000 subscribers. We're also trying to become a television channel on Roku, so we could be a household name, not only just on social media, which like these other platforms are doing. No, that you know, and also too, I have an issue with that too, because a lot of the other social media things, if they don't like what you put, they just take it right off the air, or they just start doing little interruptions on a lot of your feeds, you know. So I'm trying to get away from all that. I want to go ahead and be able to control everything that I do myself, period. That's it. Okay. We also are looking at, if the channel is approved, we're also looking at selling airtime. So people, if you have a story you want to tell, yeah, we want to put that story out there. Okay. Because there's a lot of stories about boxing that people don't know, and they should be told. There's a lot of great fighters out there that people don't know that should be told. I want an even playing field. You know, you got those fighters that go up to the Olympics, bam, they get that gold medal, and it's all about them, because boxing currently right now has a lot of closed doors for a lot of fighters until you prove yourself and you come up the ranks, and then people start recognizing who you are, then the doors open up for you. But currently right now, while you're on the bottom level, a lot of the boxing things, the doors are closed. So what Boxing Profiles TV want to do, we want to open up all those doors for you. That means we find ourselves a great fighter that's out there, we want to follow you. We want to follow you and watch you grow from your first fight to your second fight to your 10th fight to your 20th fight to your 100th fight. If that means televising you on the channel, then that's what we'll do. Period. It's just that's what we'll do. That's what Boxing Profiles TV is all about. That's why we want to become a household name. We want to even that playing field. So when you one day you meet that dude that went and won that gold medal, hey, wait a minute, these guys are just as popular. That's what Boxing Profiles want to do. Okay? We want to be a household name. Not only do we just want to be on social media, we want to be a household name. Okay? Errol Spence, again, my brother. Blinders, I'm concerned, big time concerned. And weight on the front leg. That's coming from Coach Prince, okay? I'm concerned. Derek James, I know you're a great coach and this and that, but I see that, and I see it when I watch his little training videos that he's putting out there. I see all that weight. I see that high guard come up. Yeah, he blocks this up there and this and that. A lot of people don't pay attention to it, but I'm paying attention to every little thing he does, because the man is getting ready to fight in one of the most important fights of his entire life. Everything he's done in his life and he's prepared for could be won and lost like that, off of a mistake. And the same thing with Terence Crawford. The exact same thing with Terence Crawford. Okay, but again, we'll just Crawford another time. There's some things I'm gonna point out about Crawford that I don't think, again, I don't hear people even talking about, because everybody is just hyped up on, oh, he's a switch hitter, he got angles, he got this, he got that. Oh man, I'm excited. But there's things that Terence Crawford that's doing that's weak. This is. Let's talk about him. Let's bring him up. Let's go back and look at the film. So you can't say, I'm crazy, I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's go back and look at the film, because footage don't lie. That's why it's important to look at footage of fighters. That's why. Yeah, I know every single fight is a different fight. It doesn't matter who you fight. Okay. One guy may have you off balance. Another guy may not have you off balance. But the point of it is what you're looking for is, when the person's off balance, how fast can that person adjust back? That's the question. What does that person do in between? That's the question. That in between space. These are the things I want to bring out. Okay. Roy Jones ain't talking about it. Okay. Tarver's not talking about it. Blue Blood Sports ain't talking about it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? My boy out there, Showbiz the Adult, ain't talking about it. Well, let's bring this up, because this is just important as anything else. As all the hype stuff. Oh, Crawford, he can switch. He's this, he's that. Okay, cool. Well, what about the things that Crawford is weak at? Crawford's body attack is underrated also. Just saying. No, you're absolutely right. Crawford's body attack is underrated. Yeah, you're right. Crawford's body attack is underrated. Yes, it is. Terence Crawford, again, the show is not about Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford does have a mean body attack. He's got a mean body attack. Okay. And look, and Crawford's got a mean streak in him. You can see it. You can see it in his eyes when you look at this man. He's got a mean streak in him. If you don't believe me, look at some of his pictures. Look at how he looks at. Look how he look at other fighters. Pay attention, guys. Not only is it's all about just watching the fight and just watching the guys, who's getting bloody and this and that. Pay attention to the guys. I mean, pay attention, because everything matters in this fight game. Everything. Again, nothing like cold water and ice. That's good. That's real good. Again, we just need to be able to just recognize things, man. Recognize it, see it when it happens, And this is what makes my buddy Theo so great when I'm talking to him. The fact that we can discuss all these things, and this is what makes it so exciting. This is what makes the sport of boxing so great. But the sport of boxing could be even better if we open doors for the little guy that's at the bottom, the ones that nobody know about right now. Okay? Yeah, so right now I send an invitation out to all you guys that are out there that are fighters, boxing fighters. I send that invitation out. If you want to get yourself publicized, okay, and also start being marketed, then Boxing Profiles TV is the person for you to get to know. You can get to know me by sending sending an email. You can go to my YouTube. You go to my YouTube page. You go to my Instagram page. You go to my Twitter page. Okay. All right. I'm pretty much on all the platforms. Twitter also. You see me at Boxing Profiles or Profiles Boxing on Twitter. So, you know, I'm putting it out there because I know that there are great fighters that are out there. Okay. There's one guy at the gym that I go to that he's going to be on the first episode of the 21st Century Fighter. His name is Okana Chukwemeka is his name. Again, he's a switch hitter, just like Terence Crawford, exactly like Terence Crawford. But imagine Terence Crawford bigger, like 6'2", 175 pounds, or 168 to, let's say 168 to 175 pounds. Imagine that. What do you think he would do? Something to think about. Think about it. There's all different type of guys that are out there, man. There's fighters out there that we don't know nothing about, and it's usually they're already like having 15, 16 fights before we even find out who they are. Okay, let me hear someone right here just said right now, whoa, kid is a super middleweight. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, he is. He's a big boy. He's a big boy, guys. I mean, a big boy. He ain't no joke. Like I said, he'll be on the first episode. Okay. I'm proud, you know, but what we're waiting on is we're waiting to be approved because we want to run it on the television channel is what we want to run it on. We want to run it on, just again, just so you guys know, Boxing Profiles TV, okay? And this is why we Boxing Profiles TV. Here we are, right here, as you guys can see, right here, okay? Roku TV, you go down, you'll see it right here. This is going to be a subscription based channel. Again, we will also be highlighting pay-per-view. We're going to hopefully have a great deal for you on when it comes to the pay-per-view. Also, I just brought it up one more time before I bring it down. Boxing Profiles right there. Okay, here we are. All right, guys. So getting back to what I was saying, Spence, blinders, my brother, weight on the front leg. Make the adjustment, please, especially if this fight happens. In fact, you should make the adjustment because I know there's other people out there that's seeing this, and that's gonna give them oh, bing, let me start watching this guy a little bit more closer. Okay, especially if Boots Ennis is paying attention, because you know Boots is going fishing, Earl. Again, I think Boots might be biting off a little more than he could chew, but the man can fight. And I'm saying that because Boots ain't never really been tested yet. Okay, yet. He's been in the ring with some good fighters. I know he beat Lipinets. Lipinets was a former champion. I know he just beat the guy from Canada. But ain't nobody really seen him in there with no real big names yet. And then the boy's got a lot of talent. He's big. He could switch both sides. He got defense. He got offense. But he ain't been in the ring with nobody. Okay? I'm not saying Boots can't fight. Don't do that to me. Not saying he can't fight because I'm giving the boy props. I'm telling you, he ain't been in the ring with anybody. That's what I'm saying. So, bottom line to it is, until you step into that ring and you able to show us all those skills you're going to do to a guy like a Keith Thurman, Errol Spence, Terence Crawford, big names in the game, that's when you become the top dog. Okay? He's there, not yet. He's there, but not yet. Okay? He's at the top. Not yet. Okay, that's what I mean. So it's not hating on Boots, because I love Boots. I love the way he fight. Okay, but he ain't done nothing yet. People saying, ain't nobody. I know nobody want to fight him. You know what? I beg to differ. Pay him the right money. They'll fight Boots. Pay him the right money. That's the motivator. Pay him the right money. So getting back to you, my man Spence, brother, come on. The blinders. Weight on the foot. Make the adjustment. All right. So, guys, I've been on here for, I don't know, about an hour. So, again, I'm just going to say, hey, man, I love doing these shows. I'm going to continue doing them. And, again, we want to bring something new, something different. Again, a little mini series, 21st Century Fighter. Okay. A New Breed is something that's going to be, it was written, and it's going to be basically produced, and it's going to be aired by Boxing Profiles TV. Okay. Which we're building ourselves a nice team around Boxing Profiles so that we could be a success, and so we could become a household name. In fact, my man Theo is someone that we definitely want to bring on board. We have another gentleman out there by the name of Mo. He's also a boxer. Go down to the gym and that understand the game, the ins, the outs of the ring, and know what it's like being in the ring, so we could fully be able to answer all questions. Anything that's there. We need to have good people on our side. We also got another brother out there. His name is Jamon Lawrence. Okay, that Jamon is going to be he's my partner in Boxing Profiles TV. So we're out here. We want to let you know we want to become a household name. So we're coming to you, and we're inviting you and asking you to help us reach 1,000 subscribers. Give that opportunity to us. Let us show you what we can do. Now, Boxing Profiles is not all about boxing. Boxing Profiles is all about sports. You don't have to be a boxer in order to get on Boxing Profiles. Okay? You can be a track star, football player. Okay, when I mean football, I mean American football and football as they do in the Latino countries. Okay? We call it here soccer. They call it football in the other countries. Okay? Baseball, wrestling, okay? Track and field. All right? Water polo, swimming. Okay? You name it. If you're an athlete and you want to be featured on Boxing Profiles, then again, go to Boxing Profiles TV. I'm sorry. Go to boxingprofilestv.com. Okay? boxingprofilestv.com and contact me. That's what you got to do, and then we can go from there. That's what you have to do. boxingprofilestv.com or boxingprofiles@gmail.com. Okay? If you like this sort of content, go ahead, like and subscribe. Put something in the comment section. Okay? That's my invitation for you guys to pay attention to us, because again, I want to talk about subjects that's not being talked about. Or if you have a subject that you want to bring up, put it in the chat. Again, you might be invited on the show, because I can host 10 people on the show. Okay? All right. And in fact, one of the things that I always wanted to do was I wanted to be able to host the fight and have 10 people in the chat room where we are all watching the fight, because I want to hear your opinion also. Okay? We can turn the sound down, because we don't need to hear the commentators who's leaning towards that guy over there to the left. instead of to the guy over here to the right, just because they like that guy and because they're the ones that's in control. So they lean that way, and it kind of, that's the opinion that they give you. Okay. And that's kind of unfair to both fighters, is how I see it. Both of the fighters work hard. Both of the fighters deserve the same treatment. So they both need to get the same treatment. And that's what Boxing Profiles want to bring to people. We want to be fair to everybody, not just that guy that's all up here to the top and it's all about him. And nothing else matters on this bottom, on this level. Because guess what? It matters down here, because without the guys down here, this guy don't get to the top. You know, it's amazing how you see the guy down here at the bottom 1-2 times, and then he's gone. Because everything is focused on this dude over here. Well, we want to change that. We want you to know who these guys are. Okay? The winning part, when they're in the ring, they got to do that themselves. No commentator. The fighter is the only person that can win that fight. Okay? But what sometimes I hear from commentators and things like that is they kind of lean people in that direction towards the most popular fighter, is what they do. But if the guy that is not the most popular fighter wins, now the most popular fighter don't look so good, does he? But like I said, again, I want to just keep that playing field even. That's what Boxing Profile is about. Keep it even and a nice, fair shot for both fighters. Such as there was a fighter that a lot of people, they now know who he is. But years ago when he was fighting, a lot of people didn't even know who he was. And that was Emmanuel Augustus, the Drunken Master. Okay? When he was fighting, people didn't like what he was doing. Okay? They didn't like, he even fought Floyd Money Mayweather. Okay, when Floyd was coming up. But people didn't like what he was doing. They didn't like that drunken style, the way he boxed and all that other stuff. It wasn't until the man he wasn't fighting or he passed on or one of those things, then he's got his recognition. But that wasn't right. That wasn't right. We should have known about Emmanuel Augustus, because Emmanuel Augustus was important for boxing. And this is what Boxing Profiles is all about. We have fighters that people don't even know about. That's very, very important for boxing. That makes boxing that much better. And also boxing, you guys got to really up your game, because I watched a MMA fight and it started at 3 o'clock and it went to 10 o'clock and the prelims were off the hook. I mean, off the hook. It wasn't only 3 fights and that was it and the night was over. Okay? Everything was televised. Boxing, you need to get back to televising. All you guys that are out there, you promoters that are out there, I'm being real with you. What happened to Friday night fights? What happened to it? What happened to Monday, Tuesdays? Come on now. Boxing is the America's pastime, and just like baseball and football. So where are the fights? Oh, you got to watch Manny Pacquiao, Augustus, and Mickey Ward. Yeah, you're right, my brother. Yeah, I'm gonna check those guys out. I'll go back and look at them. Okay. So again, promoters, if you're watching, where are the fights? Where are the Friday night fights? We need to open up clubs like back in the day when I was growing up. Okay. We used to watch the fights in Philadelphia at the Blue Horizon. Come on now. Friday night fights. I used to watch all these things. Where are you guys? Where are the fights? Boxing Profiles is here to give you the airtime you need for you guys to put on the fights. All you got to do is contact Boxing Profiles. You contact Boxing Profiles, boxingprofiles@gmail.com or Boxing Profiles. Okay? Whatever you want to do. Okay? We're here. We want to help. We want to help. And that invitation is going out to you. Also, all you athletes that are out there. Okay? I put it out there for you. I'm putting it out there. I'm going to continue putting it out there. All right. Spence. one more time, my brother. Blinders. Weight on the front foot. That waist, baby. You got to get that waist moving more, too. You got to become more fluent. Okay. You got to become more fluent. I mean, going into a fight like this, man, it's everything, man. Everything you do. Preparation, everything. Not saying that you're not a great fighter. You're already a great fighter. Crawford's a great fighter, too. The guy that makes the mistakes. Is it going to be you? Or is it going to be him? Because if I was in this situation, I don't want to know. Because I know what I'll make no mistakes when it comes to this fight. Follow my game plan 100% to the T. If I have weaknesses, tell me about them. I want to know. I got concerns, tell me about them. I want to know. That's me. But, you know, Spence, I know Spence is a humble dude. Hey, he's humble. So I'm just telling you what I see. You know, Derek James, you're a great coach and all this other stuff, but those are my two main concerns when it comes to Spence. That was it. That's it right now. Everything else, I don't see no problems with. You know, it's very hard to get Spence to go backwards. I don't think Crawford's going to be able to succeed with get Spence to go backwards. That's why I believe Crawford said in an interview, and I thought it was pretty funny. He said that he's going to go toe-to-toe with Spence. All right, maybe he will. Woo. That's going to be something to see. That's going to be something to see. Then again, you never know. What if Crawford does get Spence on his heels? What if Crawford's the one that's getting Spence going? What if the Crawford's putting hands on Spence? Again, speculation. You know what I'm saying? We won't know till the fight happens, man. Nobody knows. It's all speculation. It's all a guess. But what I do know is boxing can and needs to be great again. That's the content. Okay? That is the content. The content is boxing needs to be great again. MMA is wiping the floor with boxing right now. From what I seen last weekend, MMA is wiping the floor up with boxing because MMA is still on TV. How many boxing shows do we see on TV? We don't see any. Why? Promoters, why? There's plenty of fighters out there to be on. How come no one is giving Arthur Abraham at the King's Gym his own little show to help this man continue to rise up? Come on now. There's some content. So I'm just making it, I'm giving you an avenue that you could come to. I would love to host something like Friday Night Fights or, you know, an event every week. I would love to be able to host that on my channel. So promoters, again, let's make it happen. You got one side of it, I got the other side of it. Let's make it happen. There's plenty of gyms right here in California, okay? But this message is going out to the world. So this includes all you guys that are out there, promoters that are out there, sports athletes that are out there, amateur and professional. Doesn't matter your age, okay? Doesn't matter your age. The only difference with your age is if you are under 16, then you need your parents' permission. Your parents are going to need to be able to sign certain sort of documents in order for these things to happen. That's the difference. If you are an adult, then you on your own, got your own responsibility. It's just that simple. Okay, guys, it's just that simple. So I'm just letting you guys know, I would love to, Boxing Profiles TV would love to be able to host something like Friday Night Fights to help new talent, to build other fighters' records. Let's make boxing great again. Discover new talents, because there's talents out there, man, that no one is even talking about. Okay, guys? Yeah, and we need to know who they are. And then how would that new talent fare up against this talent over here? Okay? Because I know one thing that people don't talk about. Certain neighborhoods, okay? When I was growing up as a kid, everybody talks about Michael Jordan, Dr. J, all these guys. Well, guess what? If I told you there was a place and there was a thousand Dr. J's, Julius Erving, for some of you guys don't know who Dr. J is, would you believe me? Some of y'all be like, nah, man, there's only one Dr. J. Oh, yeah? Go to the hood. Go into a lot of these urban areas. You will find and you will see that there's a lot of people that have great talent on that level. The difference is some of them never get discovered. Why? It's because they're in that bad environment. They can't get out that bad environment. A lot of bad things happen to them. That's why you never see it. But there are places where there are 1,000 Dr. J's. Okay? In fact, when I was growing up, there was a guy that we had in our neighborhood, and this was before Michael Jordan came along. Okay? Before Michael Jordan came along. All right? The guy's name was Mike Bees. Unbelievable basketball player that you would ever see. Mike was so bad, he would take the whole team. That's right. I said Mike Bees was so bad, he would take the whole team. They couldn't get the ball from him. The man would shake the whole team and then come up and put it in your face. That's how bad the brother was. Okay? The man was making half-court shots before some of the guys was even doing it. Okay? I watched him as I was a kid growing up, watching this great player. Okay? You want to know what happened to Mike? Mike went ahead and he played all in high school. They won the championship. He got a full scholarship to go to Boston University, a full scholarship. But unfortunately, Mike never went to Boston University. The reason why Mike never went to Boston University is because Mike Bees, again, discipline, got Mike Bees. Mike Bees was hanging on the corner with some of his friends. They happened to be smoking at the time. They called it reefer. Okay? Well, guess what? Well, by the time they passed the joint over to Mike, it was small, a roach, about that big. Well, guess what? As soon as Mike started toting on it like this, police pull up. Guess who gets arrested? Mike Bees. Guess what the judge decided to do to him, to Mike Bees? Right? Well, they're going to let the college know that Mike Bees got caught selling reefer. Well, not selling reefer, smoking reefer. Well, guess what the college did? That scholarship, that full scholarship that he had, got taken away from him over something that small. And this is a true story. This actually happened, okay? This actually happened in Hackensack, New Jersey, okay? Mike Bees had just as much talent as anybody else, any of these other NBA players that was out there at that time. But he never got that opportunity to show you what he can do. And this is why this is so important for all you athletes that are out there to think about this. Boxing Profiles TV is here to showcase your talents. We want you to be known. We want the world to see you. We want the boxing world to see you. We want boxing to be great again. We want all sports to be great again. So folks, also too, as you can see scrolling across the stream, Boxing Profiles TV is live, okay? Help us reach 1,000 subscribers. That's all we asking for. We're just gonna go with the small goals first. But I need your help. I need your help, and I need you guys to come into the chats and the comment. Because Boxing Profiles wants to be a household name. That's what we want to be. And if Boxing Profiles is coming up, then you come up also. That's what this is about. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and just close out the show right there. And I just want to let you guys know everything you do matters. All those days that you were preparing and you were discouraged, don't seem like you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. Keep believing in yourself. Keep moving forward. Don't quit. Don't quit. All right, guys, that's all I got for you guys. Again, if you guys like this sort of content, go ahead and like and subscribe, and drop something in the comment section for us. All right. We'll be back at you guys real soon. You guys take care, and I hope everybody had a great and safe 4th of July. Okay. All right, guys. Promoters. Also, Boxing Profiles is here for you. And we need to bring back Friday night fights. We need to bring it back. Boxing needs to be back on television. Okay? Television, folks. We need to be back. All right, guys, you guys have a good one. And I'm out. Again, Theo, thanks, my brother, for being over here and writing in the comment section for me. I appreciate you. Okay? And we'll be back at you guys real soon. And hopefully we'll be discussing. And the next time I might bring some footage up of Terence Crawford, and then also we'll discuss some things about Errol Spence too. We'll kind of break it down for you. And if you guys are out there, you Crawford fans and you Spence fans, if you see something, then why don't you guys go ahead and you just come right on in, and like you come right on into the chat. Hey man, you never know. You could get invited right then and there, right on to the live, right on the thing. I can send you the link just like that. Fast you blink your eye. Okay? That's what Boxing Profile is about. We want to hear from you. All right, guys. You guys have a great one. You be safe out there. And I'll catch you guys in a minute. Have a good one.